This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. I'm going to be real with you. When I got asked by the chaps in the UK that are responsible for getting Strymon stuff basically onto YouTube, I guess, and channels and stuff like that, they asked if I was interested in doing some stuff. And I said yes, and they asked what the fee would be. I said, actually, I'm kind of interested in covering some Strymon stuff anyway, so I don't really want to charge for it. Yeah, so I'm just getting like a bunch of Strymon stuff on loan to check out. The first couple of things they asked me about was the Ultraviolet and the Brig. So these are their kind of new smaller format pedals, and yeah, they're a nice size, and they're slightly cheaper than the normal Strymon thing. Not much, and still at the kind of higher end for, you know, modelling pedals, I'd guess you'd say. So this is £260, I think, at the moment, which is about the same as an HX1. And Univibe this was one that I thought, right, I'll check it out, but it's not something I'm super enthused about. However, I've already filmed the introduction with this, and I did really, really, really like what this was doing. And it has taught me a couple of things about Univibe. So I'll just share those with you, and then we'll jump into the video. So we have, on a normal Univibe, a couple of settings, right? It's one of the first chorus pedals there was. You have chorus and vibrato. Now, I think chorus basically is a 50% blend according to the Strymon manual, and then vibrato is 100% blend. So for the more obvious kind of Univibe effects, you need to have the dry signal in there too. So that's chorus mode. But they've also added this other mode, which is called blend mode, which is at 30%. So I think if you've got other Univibe type things within modelers, or whether you've got Fractal or Line 6 or whatever, that's something that I'm going to try personally with my other Univibe things, is setting the mix to 30% instead of either 50 or 100%. So I think 50% is kind of the classic Univibe sound. 30% is what they've added. It must be a reason for that. It sounds really good to me. And then 100% is kind of it just doing the vibrato, where you get rid of... it's got your normal stuff that you have on these format pedals, which is the opportunity for stereo in and out. The out, though, is like a out. You need a special kind of Y cable to get that out of it. I also had the J-Rocket Univibe. They sent that one to me probably around a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer ago. And I feel like this does, I don't know, a more aggressive vibe, certainly. I felt like that one was kind of subtle. This can be set really aggressive or not so aggressive, and what I think it does is also add this kind of glassiness to my tone, which I was really liking in that context. So it's the sort of thing that if I was looking for a vibe pedal now, this would be on the list, because when Strymon came out with this, I wasn't thinking, well, that's something that I want to try, but having tried it, actually I think it's a pretty fantastic little pedal if you're looking for this sort of thing. A digital Univibe sort of sounds like sacrilege, and then you hear it, and kind of like a lot of Strymon pedals, it actually has quite a lot of vibe. Okay, so I guess first thing I thought might be worth showing you might be this compared to the Univibe within the HX Stomp. So you can decide whether it needs to exist at all. So, dry signal. HX Stomp, which is set with the intensity at max and blend at 30%. So what I think is going on here is this Ultraviolet is doing something more than just univibing. It's also basically affecting the whole signal. It sounds to me like it's not passing dry. It's actually kind of exciting the whole signal, which is, I think, what I'm liking about it, because when I use them in kind of, back to back, I feel like the Helix thing is just sounding a bit flat in comparison, because it's not to do with the actual vibe, but it's actually, there's something else behind the Ultraviolet as well. So let's just quickly go through the settings. We've got a selectable bias, changes the LFO. So mid bias is where I've got it at the moment. It's sine wave like, but the different rise and fall times in the lamp result in the lurching, lopsided and whooshy warble. High, it should be a bit more like a phaser. And then low should be a bit more squarish. So I guess you can hear there a little bit what's going on. It's not the most obvious what that's doing, but it's basically making little changes. Then we've got this blend mode. Typically with the Strymon stuff, I found that, you know, with the knobs up full, or even with the knobs not up full, you get a little bit more, essentially, intensity to most modulation things than you do on the Line 6 stuff. So it's got more of the effect, if that makes sense. So it'd be a bit more extreme. And probably more extreme than you'd get on a real Univibe, but at least you've got kind of that extra-ness to play with. And then this blend mode. So you're going to hear there is definitely some excitement going on to the upper frequencies. There's a boost available on this volume. I suspect that might be some of where the magic's coming from. Maybe that's like a J fret. So I think in conclusion, because of what it's doing somewhere else to your dry signal, I really like the effect it's having. It does to me sound like a great thing that I could maybe use. Not an always on pedal, and maybe kind of specialised. Not my favourite Strymon pedal, but as Univibes go, I think that's quite a cool thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, again, 260-ish pounds. So would you grab one? Have you grabbed one? Have you used one? I think for certain genres this might be like a thing you pretty much need to have on your board. For everything else, I think it'd be kind of a nice to have. Cheers for stopping by. I've got a Strymon Dig that I need to check out as well. But yeah, I'm enjoying checking out some of these pedals. I hope you don't mind me doing them. As I say, I'm not getting paid to do these. It's just out of the interest of actually checking out some of these things. Cheers for now.